Hey guys, welcome to Finding Joy. So today, as you've seen from my thumbnail, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 paneer recipes. I had actually stocked up on paneer as it freezes really well, and to make these gravies you just need a few basic veggies like onions, tomatoes and some spices. So it can be really helpful during these lockdown days. If you are into the habit of freezing food, then this is a good option as it can freeze really well. So the first recipe is a Paneer Jalfrazie, which is a dry curry and goes really well with Phulkas. And the second recipe is our all-time favorite, which is Kadai Paneer, and the last recipe for the day is Mutter Paneer. So let's begin. This is a simple stir-fried dish which uses easily available ingredients. So here I have 2 onions which I'm cutting lengthwise. Please note that all the vegetables are cut lengthwise in this recipe. This is your favorite in our house and I'm used to making it most of the time as it's so easy and it pairs really well with Phulkas, rotis, rice, and can also be made into kati rolls, which the kids would absolutely love. Next, I need a 3-inch size ginger julienne, 1 large tomato which is also cut lengthwise. It is better if the tomatoes are firm as we don't want to overcook the veggies in this recipe. Then I take 4 cloves of garlic, finely chop them up into small pieces, and finally bell peppers, which adds that bit of crunchiness to this recipe. So here I have 1 large red bell peppers. Jalfrazie uses green bell peppers generally, but since I don't have it with me, I'm using red bell peppers. So in a pan, I pour 3 tablespoons of oil and splatter 1 tablespoon of jeera or cumin seeds, and then I add my cut onions and saute it for a minute before adding my chopped garlic. Then goes my julienne ginger pieces, and then I add 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of red chilli powder, a pinch of turmeric, and coat the onions with the spice as well. I pour a little bit of water at this stage so that it does not burn and simmer it for about 2 minutes. Then I add my cut red bell peppers and toss gently. Then goes my tomatoes. Please do not mash them as we want our vegetables to be only stir fried. Then I add some salt and finally a chopped paneer and gently toss everything up. Toss, 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 and your Paneer Jalfrazie is ready. So the second recipe for the day is Kadai Paneer. I'm used to having Kadai Paneer only from the restaurants, but this was the first time I tried Kadai Paneer and it came out so yum. This is the restaurant version of Kadai Paneer, although with less oil. So let's get started. In a pan, I pour 3 tablespoons of oil and then I add 2 small pieces of cinnamon sticks. Then I add 4 to 5 cloves and then 2 chopped onions. I saute it well until the onions are soft, after which I add 2 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste. I saute everything for about 4 to 5 minutes until the onions are nicely roasted. Then I add 4 chopped tomatoes and mix everything well. Fry for about 7 to 8 minutes until the tomatoes are soft and mushy. All my dry spices goes next. I add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, half a teaspoon of cumin powder, 1.5 teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of garam masala, and then I coat the onion tomato mixture with the spices well. Now I add a handful of cashew nuts, about 10 to 12 numbers. I toss it for a minute and allow the entire mixture to cool for about 10 minutes, and then I grind to a fine paste. So this is a Kadai masala. In the same pan, I add 2 tablespoons of butter and allow it to melt. Then I add 400 grams of cubed paneer and toss it gently in butter. Fry it for about 7 to 10 minutes until the paneer is roasted a little on the outside, and then I add the ground Kadai masala and fold everything well. Finally, for some crunchiness, I added green peppers as well as some onions, the footage of which is missing unfortunately, but you can add it at this point. Then finally some salt, some crushed kasturi methi, and if you have cream you can add it, or a little bit of milk should also do. So this is basically a lockdown version, and although there are so many recipes for Kadai masala available which uses a lot of spices, I have just used a few basic kitchen spices for this recipe. So try it and do let me know in the comments section. It is absolutely tasty. So hopping on to the last recipe for the day, which is Mutter Paneer. One of the best things you can freeze for a long time are green peas, and so did I, which I've used for this recipe. So let's get started. When we crave for restaurant kind of food, all that we can do now during the lockdown is to learn to cook them and satisfy our soul. Paneer is such a versatile ingredient and can absorb the spices really well. And for making Mutter Paneer, I am starting off by taking 2 onions and chopping into thin strips. Then I slit 2 green chillies lengthwise. Next comes my ginger, which is a 4-inch piece, and I'm julienning it. In a pan, I'm taking 1 tablespoon of oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. Then I add my slit green chillies and julienne ginger. I saute it well in the butter until it bursts out with its flavor. Then I slowly drop in my cubed paneer one by one. My paneer was so fresh and soft, and hence it was so difficult to roast them. But if you have a firmer paneer, you may be able to golden roast them. Toss the paneer on both sides until it's nicely roasted and keep them aside.
Maybe I could have seen it all coming, that I wouldn't grow wiser for.
I'm starting to make the gravy now. So in a pan, I'm taking 2 tablespoons of oil and dropping 1 tablespoon of jeera or cumin. Then I add 2 chopped onions. I saute it for about 10 minutes or until the onions are slightly brown. Then I add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste and allow it to mix well. Next, I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder and coating my onions with the spice. And then I also have made a puree from 5 plump tomatoes, and I'm adding this to the onion mixture.
Maybe I never knew what I really wanted, but looking back I can see it's all clear. I'm still a kid trying to act like they all taught me, but nothing makes sense anymore.
Let the gravy boil for at least 15 minutes or until most of the water is evaporated and oil starts to separate. Then I add 1 tablespoon of roasted besan and fold everything in. My besan was a little lumpy, so please make sure you have a fine powder. The secret to having a fine tasty base depends on how well you fold the onion tomato mixture. Now for the dry spices, I add half a tablespoon of red chili powder and half a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili, 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, and I fold everything well.
Maybe I could have seen it all coming, that I wouldn't grow wiser for each day.
After 15 minutes of tossing the ingredients up and down, the water has evaporated and I have a nice rich gravy. Now I am dropping in 1 cup of boiled peas and folding everything in. If the gravy is too dry, you may add 1/4 cup of water and bring everything to a boil. Then add half a teaspoon of garam masala, some crushed kasturi methi, as well as some chopped coriander leaves, and then finally your paneer. Gently coat the paneer with the masala well and simmer it for about 5 to 10 minutes. So here you have your tasty Mutter Paneer, and enjoy it with your favorite Phulkas or Parathas or even rice.
Nothing makes sense anymore. Teach me how to fall into the unknown. Whatever may come.
So that's about it, guys. These are the 3 paneer recipes I've been wanting to share with you, and they are absolutely fail proof. So if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you soon in my next video, and until then, bye.